It is the AM turn of the 24th of December. I've sent out the American reinforcements. The Germans do not receive any. The Americans get more troops down here coming in. These troops are supposed to come in here at B. I've already decided I'm going to hold them off map. This is the unit that left the edge of the map last turn. He can come back in this turn. So that's the only reason I separated them a little bit, so I remember that. And they also get a couple more units up here to come in, a couple armored units, artillery. Well, this is the beginning of the American air onslaught. The Americans have 7 air counters to use this turn. And the first thing I'm going to do is use a few of them for interdiction. I want to slow Piper down. I know what Piper's going to do. He's going to try and come around here and rescue these guys instead of fighting his way across the river. So I'm going to interdict these 2 hexes right here to slow him down. The other thing I want to do is I think I want to interdict this regiment here of the 2nd Panzer. Same thing. Well, again, playing solitaire, you have to think from both sides, but that's the unit that the Germans would like to try and move down into this area to try and save their out-of-supply units across the Meuse. Okay, that leaves the Americans with 4 counters, and of course the Germans still have 2. The Germans always have 2 if they have any. So let's first come down here and see what we want the Germans to do. Like I said, these units here I know are coming up near Bastogne, but I'm going to play it as if the Germans don't realize that. And so I'm going to keep the 9th Panzer in this area. I'm going to move them to there. And I'm going to move one of these regiments here down to there and one down to there. Get them back in position. Okay. So up here near, well, we're actually a ways away from Bastogne, but we've got to figure out some way to, I've got Panzer Lehr still pinned here, so I've got to figure out some way to extricate them from that. And how I'm going to do that is have these 2 regiments, one go 1, 2, and the other one go 2 to right there. And that will be, I think it will be hard for the Americans to push us off those, but we'll see. We'll see. But if that, at least will put Panzer Lehr back in supply to start the next turn. Oh, another thing I'm going to do is I'm going to move one of these regiments to there. By doing that, it will force, you'll see what happens, but these 4 regiments will be placed out of supply once they'll be out of supply. So they'll have to react to the infantry regiments. I think the artillery is just going to stay put and be used for defensive fire. Okay. So kind of the main show is up here. Because of the interdiction, Piper can't get very far. In fact, because of interdiction, he might never get back over there. So I'm not really sure what to do with him at this point. Well, you see, I have this reduced regiment, the 39th of the 26th Volksgrenadiers. I guess I can have them come over and try and knock out this regiment of the 4th Infantry Division. So he goes 1, 1 1/3, 1 2/3, 2. Gonna have these Nebelwerfers. You know, I made a mistake here. I marked the Nebelwerfers as out of supply. They're actually not out of supply. You see, they can trace to this road. They don't cross a river. So they can trace to there and then back out. The interdiction does not affect supply. Oops. So they're actually in supply still. So I'm going to have them come down and attack. Here I've got this big panzer regiment. I'm going to have them brigade, have them come over as well. Have these guys spread out. Have him go to there. To there. To there. I'm worried about 2nd Armored turning around and coming down and smacking me. Okay. So what to do about Piper? He is going to move in that direction. So this is 2 1/4, 4 1/2, 4 3/4, 5. So we can get to right there. Remember, interdiction costs 2 extra movements points. So that would normally be 1/4. It turns into 2 1/4 movement points. Okay, the 26 is going to go to here. Try and keep second Armored from crossing the bridge there. Okay. The thing is, what I need right now what I'm thinking about is I can't leave this regiment of the 2nd SS up there. They're going to get pinned if I do. And the reason they're going to get pinned is because I'm going to have to pull this guy from 2nd Panzer out of Dinant. If I leave him there, he will get pinned. So he has to pull back. I think I'm going to have him simply pull back here to Sells. And 2nd SS, see if I can get him down here to this town. What's it called? Borang? Borang. Well, that's what I'm going to call it. So I got to go there. No, I can go to there for 1/4. Oh, I got to stop there. What am I doing? So that would be 2, 2 1/4, 2 1/2, 2 3/4. So he can't actually enter the town, because to enter that town would take him to 5 1/2 movement points. So yeah, he can't do it. But like I said, I'm going to need him down here to help out Piper, I think. Okay. Time to get these Nebelwerfers out of here. They've just been sitting here for a while, but they're not going to be any more help, I don't think. So I'm going to have I'm gonna have them pull out. Sorry, I'm not giving you the best angle on that, am I? I moved this guy to Marche. So up here, even though I'm interdicted, I think I can still get to here. So that's 2 1/4, 2 1/2, 2 3/4, 3, 3 yeah, to there. And I'll stack with that regiment of the infantry regiment, whoever they are. Okay. I'm going to start kind of pulling the whole line back to try and go to there. Him. Have the rest of 2nd SS pull back to there. Oh, this artillery is ready to go. But they're just going to get out of there, go back to here. Okay. I guess move that Nebel warfare along. Not really sure where to go with these guys. What I'm thinking about is moving these 2 regiments towards the action down south. But if I do that, am I still going to have enough to hold up here? I think I got to move them down there. I got to move them. So they'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and they end up right there. So back up here, I'm going to have these regiments pull back to these trees here. We'll just come back. Get online with the rest of our troops. Up here at Liège, I almost want these guys to pull out too. I need more mechanized units down there. Okay, I'm going to pull these guys out too. So they're going to go 8, 9. I'm going to go down to here. You guys can't see that, but anyways, they're going to get out of here. And what we're going to do here is have them go across to there, him go to there, have one of these guys go down to there. So, got a kind of a frail line here. But I do get doubled for the river, and he gets a shift for the trees, the hills, the rough area there. So that's something. Okay, so we have one attack. The Germans will commit air power. So will the Allies. And this is going to be, now he's halved, fractions rounded up. So he's rounded, halved to 5.5, rounded up to 6. These guys are actually healthy. So 6, 15, 24, 27. So it's a 6-to-1. It's a 6-to-1 down to a 5-to-1 for the trees. -1, because even though my ER is lower, it's still higher than his. So it's a 5-to-1 -1. I rolled a 6, which becomes a 5. Not a great roll, frankly. But it's good enough. It's a D2 result. So that kills him. So the 4th Infantry Division is done. Okay. Get rid of these. I'm going to have... Oh, it was a D2 result. I don't know if I have anybody. I guess I'll have the infantry advance. Okay. So that's the end of the German turn. Now the first thing we do is mutual supply phase. So we need to look down here. Panzerlehr is back in supply. But these regiments are now out of supply. Yes. More importantly for the Germans over here, because we now have a road that goes back to our lines, these units are all back in supply. Okay. Okay. So, let's come down here first with the Americans. We've got to move this regiment off that point. So remember, I've got this unit of the 5th Infantry coming in, so he's going to go to there. I will be able to use all the artillery. I'm going to have these 2 regiments move to there. Yeah. What I'm thinking about is, should I try to attack him and push him out of the town, pin him, and then kill him? I don't know if I have the firepower for that, though. Because remember, these guys are halved in their attacking power. See, the Germans have 2 artilleries in range, too, to provide defensive support. So no, we'll just leave it like that, and we'll just attack there. Knock that guy off that. Now, we probably won't hurt him, but we'll attack him. Okay. So the Americans get this regiment here. He comes in at H, just in the nick of time. So what he's going to do is he's going to go to this little town right here. See, I'm worried about them coming around this way now. So he'll go to right there. You know what, he won't. This is what he's going to do. I'm going to come in here and run down this road and go to there. Get across the river. Stop them from even thinking about going that way. Okay. Second Armored Division is going to come down here. Hit them. These 2 regiments are going to go to there. I'm going to have these British regiments come over here. Come down the... can he get there? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, he can get there. So this guy is going to go 2. He can't get there. Wait a minute. 1. Yeah, he can get there. So he can go 1, 1 1/4, 1 1/2, 1 3/4, 2, 3. Yeah, so we can get there easily. Their artillery will provide support here. So the British will take care of the 9th SS there. I think that's who that is. I can't remember. Yeah, 9th SS. Okay, and the American artillery will all come down and help out here. So... Okay. So this regiment here of the 116th is going to get hit pretty hard this turn. Okay, yep. That's what that's going to look like. I'm looking at, I got this one tiny little regiment all the way up here. I think he'll just come over here to Dinant, and we'll hold Dinant. Okay. Okay, so this guy up here, here, 3rd Armored Division, I'm going to have him run down here and hit this guy. Use some air power on him. Yeah. I'm going to have a 9, 18, 24. So that will be a 4-to-1. I'll be able to take it to a 5-to-1. Trying to figure out if I can get You know what? This artillery started out here. I know what I'm going to do with this little regiment here. I'm going to have this artillery run out here to these hills and have this regiment go with it to help out. See, that way I get the combined arms shift of armor, infantry, and artillery on this guy. Okay, let's go up here and look around. I think these units are pretty much just going to stay put. I haven't got a lot of strength here. Now, I don't really think the Americans are going to come, or the Germans, I mean, are going to come racing back up to the Meuse. But I got this reduced 101st unit, and I got these 2 British. But I think a little further up the Meuse, it's time to head on out. I think up here, there are some opportunities. So, first thing we're going to do is we're going to repair these bridges. So let me get some bridge repair markers. I got a blown bridge right here. I'll repair that one. Then I'll repair that one. And I'll repair this one. You know what? I'm going to repair them all. Germans are on the run. Let's chase them. So he'll repair that bridge. He'll repair that bridge. My reinforcements that are due to come onto the map, I'll just run down and get them ready to cross the bridge here. And I do get 2 more things of artillery. So they're just going to come down in and stack with these artillery pieces. I'll go it like this. 5 and 5 for 10, 6 and 4 for 10. Probably doesn't matter, but okay, so we're going to repair the bridges. And we're going to repair the bridges across the Meuse and then jump across and start chasing the Germans. Remember that one of those victory conditions requires the Germans to control 2 of Saint Vith, Bastogne, or Marche, and have a unit within 1 hex of the Meuse. So right now, that's for the draw. That's for the draw. So right now the Germans, well, they have units within a hex of the Meuse. Actually, those units have to be north of the village of Verou here. And you notice these units are south of Verou. So that, but then again, that's just the victory condition for the draw, not for the tactical. The tactical victory is to have units across the river in supply, which right now they have. So We'll see if they can maintain that. Okay, so our first attack is going to be I'm going to attack here, and I'm going to use a plane. Now the question is, do the Germans want to use a plane, or do they want to save the plane for this one? Right now, this is a 9, 18, 24, 27, so that's a 4-1. That's a 4-1, but the plane shifts it to a 5-1, and combined arms shifts it to a 6-1. On the 6-1 chart, there's a 50% chance he gets eliminated. He's already reduced. So I think I need to use a plane there to take that back to a 5-1. There's only a 33% chance on a 5-1. So yep, so the Germans are going to use their last plane here. And that's going to make it a 5-1. And it's no ER benefit. So the Germans do not want to see a 1 or a 2. Roll the 5, which is a D2 result. So that ain't so bad. He's going to retreat 1, 2 to there. And remember, retreats are always counted in hexes, not movement points. So the interdiction... Well, you know what? Actually, hold up a second. Can I retreat through interdiction? That's a good question, isn't it? You figure that might mess me up if I tried to do that. Let's see here. No, it has no effect on advance, retreat, or the tracing of supply. So interdiction has no effect on retreats. So yes, he can retreat to there. Okay, I'll have the 3rd Armored follow him down there. And I'm going to remove these aircraft. We don't really, the interdiction doesn't apply anymore anyway, so I'll just remove them. Over here, the Germans have 9, the Americans are going to have 10, 20, 26, 32, 37, 42, 47. So it's going to be a 5-1 down to a 4-1. And I think I'm going to use the last plane here and take it back up to a 5-1. So that's the last aircraft for the Americans. So it's going to be a 5-1. Hold on a second. Yeah, it's going to be a 5-1. So let's see what we get. Rolled a 2, which is a 1D1 result. So he takes a step reduction. He retreats to there. And 2nd Armored follows. It is getting very tight down here on the River Meuse for the Germans. One more attack up here. When you're out of supply, you're on defense, you're reduced by 1. So he's reduced to 8, he's reduced to 4, so that's 12 factors. The British have 10, 18, 25, 30, 40. So that's a 3-1 down to a 2-1 for the terrain. But combined arms shifts it back to a 3-1. And it will be -1 for endurance rating because your endurance rating is down 1 when you're out of supply. So it's going to be a 3-1 -1. Roll the 5, which becomes a 4, which is a counterattack result. Frankly, disastrous for the Germans. The last thing they want to do is counterattack right now. Hold on here. I gotta find one for them. Here. Okay, so they are still out of supply, and now they have to counterattack. They do get to choose which stack to counterattack, but that's not good for the Germans. Okay, the last thing to do is to repair these bridges up here. So let's do that. So this bridge is repaired. This one is repaired. And he can cross because, well, he could cross too, but it would violate stacking. They'll cross. Okay. So that is the end of the 24 a.m. turn. 24 p.m. coming up. Again, 2 planes for the Germans, 7 for the Americans and British. So let's see what on earth the Germans can do to extricate themselves from this situation. Well, anyway, see you then.